Welcome to Dustin's World, and what a strange world it is. Today we got another story for you guys, and you guys aren't going to believe it. Well, I work at a head shop, right? And in that head shop, we sell bongs, bulls, um, gag gifts, all sorts of goofy shit, right? And we also sell sex toys. Well, they're in the same room as where the bongs and the bulls are, right? Well, check this out. Well, this two Mexican guys came in, two Latina gentlemen, and they came in, and one went to, looking at all the scales and the baggies and things that we shouldn't sell to people because it promotes things, but we do anyway, because that's just the store I work at. But anyway, I go in there and my fucking manager comes back and she's like, "Hey, can you help this guy?" So when I go back there, I immediately know why she sent me into this dummy mission, guys. Now check this out. I go back there and this dude is probably about 4'11", 5 foot tall, period. And I'm 6'1", so I can see well over. And why that's important is here in a minute. You're going to find out. But basically, this guy was sitting there with his phone and he's flipping around the packages of the rubber extremities or silicone extremities of the dolls and, the little rubber butts and all that stuff. I mean, if you've seen it, you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And he's sitting there taking pictures. And I noticed with these phones that, he zoomed into the butthole and zoomed into the other part, and he's looking at fleshlights. Okay. So I go back there and I see this, and in my head, I'm like, what the hell do I do with this shit? So after the third picture he takes of these rubber extremities that are on the package and, body parts, I'm like, "Sir, can I help you?" And he turns around, didn't think anybody was there watching him the whole time, and he had a smile on his face and his cheeks turned red. And he's like, "Yes, which one are for males?" And I'm like, "Well, you're looking at them. All these, fleshlights right here on this shelf are for men, right?" And I go over there, I help him with it. I point out each one. He's like, "Which one is the best?" And I'm like, "Well, you got this company PDX, and they're pretty good and high quality. As you can tell, a lot of their items on the shelves are expensive." I'm being totally, professional about this purchase. I go up there, and it's a long, awkward thing because the system's got to reboot and all that. And keep in mind, I'm cashing them out for a fleshlight. So this is a long, drawn out process. Finally, get him cashed out, get him out of the store to stop him from taking pictures of, stuff that's in her back room. And, why he just wouldn't get on Google and maybe Google something like that in his own private time, I do not know. To each their own. But anyway, this old guy comes in, right? And this old guy is about 67 years old, and we get to talking. He's told me he's grown 25-foot cannabis plants. He DJs. He just harvested a bunch of weed, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. But he starts talking about how he grows these plants, and I have a lot of horticulture and agriculture knowledge and realize he knows what he's talking about. He pulls out his phone and shows me these 25-foot monstrous cannabis plants that he's growing, and multiple, not just like one, two, or a video, but multiple, guys. And I'm just like starstruck. I'm like, oh my God, these plants, like some of these buds are as big as my forearm. And I'm a bigger dude. I'm 6'1", 230 pounds. So I'm just like, Jesus, these are some massive plants. And then he's like, "Well, you do YouTube, right?" Because I told him I do YouTube. He's like, "Well, I do parties too. I'm a DJ." Pulls out his card, shows me some of the events, what he does. I'm like, damn, that's really cool. And this old dude ended up being a really cool cat, man. Like, really cool, down to earth dude. So he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out this container, and it had at least an eighth of weed in it, right at my work. And he puts it on the counter. He's like, "Here you go. Let me know what you think." I grabbed the container, put it in my pocket, and I'm like, hell yeah. That's what's up, man. So he gave me a whole free eighth of weed, let me smoke that and take it home. And he gave me his business card. He's been doing DJ work for like years. But it's so crazy because in the first or same day, I had, two Mexican guys come in. One was looking at drug stuff and, stuff we sell, unfortunately, to cut drugs with. The other one was looking at, fleshlights and all sorts of things, taking pictures. Then this dude that DJs grows huge cannabis plants and gave me a free sample of the cannabis he grows came in. So, I mean, it is an interesting job. Where else are you going to work where you have stupid shit like this that happens every day? The weed thing was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I didn't end up keeping it just due to the fact that I was at work. I had to run it over with my manager, and we're allowed accepting tips and things, but fortunately, we can't, accept controlled substances. So, that was disposed of. But anyway, I thought it was cool that dude gave me that. I thought it was cool that he's been growing for so many years, and he's telling me all these little tips and tricks when you have your own property. And I also thought it was cool, that day happened and nothing else crazy happened, because usually this stuff at work follows in threes. If one crazy customer comes in, then it's the next and the next and the next, and we get some strange ass people. So this has been another episode of Dustin's World, and what a strange world it is. If you can relate, or if you've had anything happen to like this at your work, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and as always, we'll be seeing you at another episode of Dustin's World.